Hey everybody, it's Becky from Renfrew. We're here at the Gettysburg Collectors Show and we're going to look a little bit at some early artifacts. A lot are turn of the 19th century. So I'm here with Wayne Fritts, who is one of our dealer friends. He's in Charleston, South Carolina, and he's going to tell us about some of the cool stuff he's got on his table. Yeah.
This here is a field anvil. This would have been used by gunsmiths, people making small repairs for metal. They would have used, of course, the little stump of wood. It's indented so that he could hold it. Or he could put it between his knees while he worked on a piece of gun part or a piece of metal that he needed to repair or make new.
What's the time period of that, Wayne?
This would date to probably 1760.
Okay.
Probably up through the 1820s, but this piece here is Rev War period. This is the probably 1770s, the style and the way.
So you said it's for repairing guns
yes.
and gun parts. That's kind of cool because we brought our long rifles from Renfrew this weekend. So somebody who's making or repairing guns would use a tool like this?
Absolutely, yeah.
Great.
Carry these. Okay, and then everybody knows what this is. This is a Revolutionary War period. It's a scythe, sickle. And these would have been used, of course, in the fields by farmers. And then it also would have been used by soldiers to cut the seams and make the seams. So they would use natural grass and they would build gun emplacements for protection for the gunners.
Great. And I see you've got some document boxes or carrying cases. What can you tell us about these?
Okay, this is 1770s period. And some other tool. It's paper lined on the inside. They all would have been paper lined. This is paper lined with a little magazine, a gentleman's magazine, that would be dated 1783.
So for you folks watching, all this stuff is contemporary to when Daniel Royer is growing up. His dad Samuel is at the farm in Five Forks. So all these types of everyday civilian items they would have been really familiar with.
Okay, and this is another document box. This is a little bit later, probably about 1790, 1800. And it would have been used for the same thing, but would have been much more inexpensive than no other work tool one.
What type of hide would be on
this
there?
This is horsehair.
Really cool. Okay, we're going to cruise along. You guys are going to see some items that we have in our collections at Renfrew, especially these. Those of you who visit us a lot, you see these around in our kitchen area.
Okay, these are all what they call grease lamps or Betty lamps. Okay, and these are the typical ones that you see American. They're this would date probably 1750s. This also is 1750, and again, just different ways to hang them. They all would have hung, and they would have used fat with rushes or with piece of some kind of even cotton sometimes. Okay, this one here, the same thing. This is actually something that would have been more probably in a gun room or maybe in a powder like a place that has corn, stores corn or whatever. It's brass, so that if it was dropped or it wouldn't create a spark unless you had it lit. And this would date probably 1690 to 1700.
Oh my gosh, it's so early. That's awesome.
And this also would be the same thing. It's a Betty lamp or a fat lamp, same type of thing. It has an open ponto scar. The scarring is from where the casting where it was actually made. And then they would snap off the sprue, and they would leave it that they'd left the sprue in there because they didn't care. Same type of thing. Another Betty lamp, just a different style. Has a lid on it, so that it would cover the fat, and really to make it cleaner.
So neat. Well, looks like you got a lot of really awesome lighting here. What's one more thing you want to share with us before we sign off?
These are. This is probably one of the most interesting pieces. These were required by militia during the colonial period up through probably the 1830s. Their canteens, you were required to bring a tomahawk with you or a belt knife, your own water canteen, and your own musket if you were in the militia. This one dates probably 1760, 1770.
That's so great. Well, thanks again for sharing that with us, Wayne. And if you guys can come out and see the show, all sorts of interesting things at the Gettysburg Civil War Collector Show.